In this AppSynergy tutorial, we are going to briefly cover how to create the various different types of charts and maps that are available in AppSynergy. Rather than try to create each one of these from scratch, we'll show you the general principles. First off, a chart is nothing more than a report. So before you look at charts, you should thoroughly understand reports and go back to that tutorial video. A chart is just a report that's rendered in graphic format. So you can see when we click on the chart in design mode, it shows us some columns up here. These are like the columns in a report. Table joins and computed columns, grouping if you want to use it, are all used in exactly the same way as they were described in the reports video. We're going to create an empty menu option here. So let's say you wanted to take order data. You would click on the orders table and drag off a chart icon. Now once you do this, you can select from one of numerous chart types: column charts, line charts, area charts, pie charts. We'll go show you what these look like visually later: timeline, Gantt, geos, maps, etc. By changing these, you change the type of the underlying visualization. So that would be a bubble chart, and this would be a simple bar chart or column chart. When you select the different chart types, you'll notice that this table here tells you what the first column of the data should be in the report, the second column, and any optional columns that are there. So in a bar chart, it's very simple. You have the data title for the first column, and then the value for series 1 in the second column. If you have additional series that you want to chart all on one chart, you can just simply add them as additional columns. You'll notice that if we go to a line chart, it's virtually identical. We have the data title, series 1, series 2. If we go to a pie chart, there can only ever be one series, so we have the slice name and the slice value. Whereas if we look at something like a map chart, there are a couple of different options. One is we can have two columns, one with the street address and the other one with the location description. Or we could have a map that's done by latitude and longitude. So for example, if we had GPS coordinates coming in from truck data, we could have the latitude and longitude, and the location description might be a truck ID or a driver name. So let's go back and run a couple of these to see what they look like. So here it's just a bar chart. So we have data title in series 1. So here we have customer name is what we're using, and total orders. So here we're actually grouping by the customer name because the customer might have a bunch of orders. And here we're simply adding up all of their orders. And if we test this, what we'll see is the customer name and the various bars for their total order volume. And if we hover on any of these bars, you'll see that it displays a summary of the name and the value. If we wanted to change some chart settings, we could call this order volume, and maybe the vertical axis we want it to be in US dollars. And then if we run this, we would see that we have currency formatted here, order volume for the title. If you want to get more fancy with the title, you can just use a text object and put it wherever you want. This button, Show Hide Data Table, is just a regular button connected to the chart, and there's an action that says Show Hide Chart Data Table. So if we do this at runtime, what we'll see is the data in report format. Okay, let's move on to a pie chart. Here, it's very simple, just the slice name and value. Again, customer number and total orders. The only thing that we're showing here different is that all of these chart widgets are all interactive, meaning that you can click on a particular chart element at runtime and create a data link. So here what we did is we took the customer record from the customers table. Let's do this again just to show how easy this is. So we're going to drag over the customer record from the customer table, and we're going to place it beside this object. Then we're going to click on here, and we're going to create a data link just like we showed in the first video, but here we're connecting from a chart to a record, and it's linked by customer ID. So therefore, it's going to show us expanded customer information when we click on a particular wedge in the pie chart. So if we run this, that's it for this AppSynergy tutorial video. Please be sure to check out all the other tutorial videos available on our website.